Difficult and historic, Jonathan. For more than 70 years, this site has shaped not just the skyline of Port Talbot, but the culture, the history, and, of course, the economy. What is happening here is all in the name of decarbonisation, but with that comes the loss of around 1,900 jobs in this town alone. It's been a long and painful journey to this point. Workers have fought hard for a different outcome, but this is it. Tata has begun shutting down its iron and steel making assets, bringing production here as we know it to an end. Hamish Scary now on what this all means for a community built on steel.
This is not a typical Friday in Port Talbot as the final week of coal-produced steelmaking comes to an end. Monday will see the final blast furnace shut down, with many workers facing a different and uncertain future.
There's a lot to do and we're very busy, and that dominates probably. It is sad and it is an end of an era. You know, I saw somebody yesterday who's worked in the industry for 50 years. It was his last day yesterday. So there is recognition of that, and there's apprehension of what the future brings. But I think at the moment everybody's focused on the job in hand, and I think it will be a few sad moments as we come off on Monday too.
Over the coming days, steelmaking operations here will come to an end, for now at least. It's hoped that one day an electric arc furnace will begin work here, which Tata says will herald a new era of greener steel production. But for those not part of that long transition, the prospect of having to change career looms. Nicole is part of a project run by Neath Port Talbot Council to support Tata workers to prepare for their next chapter.
Everyone as a community does seem to have come together, and they are very willing to support and help those affected by Tata. There are up-and-coming jobs, but like I said, it just depends on the skills needed, the training that's needed, and that's where we kind of come in to support with that then. So if they needed any extra training, that's where we can support.
In Port Talbot itself, the wider community is contemplating what comes next for the town. Zia has been serving steelworkers for the last 11 years.
I do feel for them. Most of my customers work there, and they're going to be losing jobs. If they haven't got a job, or if they're looking for a job and they won't get a job for a year, 2 years, they won't be coming out to eat. Because coming to an Indian restaurant, it is like a luxury.
It is a huge milestone. It's transition to the start of the new technology in green steel making, but we shouldn't underestimate it. It's a very historic moment, I think, for me, and I think for many others too.
Whatever comes next, this iconic Welsh skyline will never be the same again. Some of the workers have already left for good. Some know they'll be walking off-site for the final time in the coming days, but many others are still in limbo.
And Katie,